video itself.
Okay.
It's not on the recording. Just help me remember.
Dicks.
There it is. That's the clapper board.
Dicks.
I'll give us more views. It's a cute bug.
People are gonna be like, "That's animal abuse."
Dog is intolerant of this.
There's a dog on the internet. It is animal abuse automatically because I like to bitch about things.
Scheduled a live stream 1 week ago. That's not us now.
If this
Negative.
program goes offline, there should be like a technical difficulties thing that comes up with Coca.
Just a picture of Coco flipping back and forth.
Well, like she's next to like
Now,
a
now, now,
switchboard
now,
and
now,
you
now,
go
now,
off.
now. She's like, "Oh, tell me about why you're so cool." Is this it? Oh, yeah, there it is. Cool. Yeah. 2 thumbs up.
She's looking at
Way up. Okay, you guys ready?
Sure.
You guys ready for the internet?
Social media postings.
Hi.
Get ready for the internet. Internet, eh?
It's for porn right here.
I've heard that song once or twice too. The internet is for porn. Sorry, Kate. The internet is for porn. I masturbate.
Grab your dick and double click for
Porn,
porn.
porn, porn, porn.
I don't double click on URLs though because I'm not my parents.
Yeah.
Or,
All right.
Links, I should say. Sorry.
I mean, you're not YouTubing for porn?
No, not anymore.
There is nudity on that.
Yeah, but it's not worth the effort.
This is true. Okay. Hello. Hello. No Russians here this time. This is the Pebkac podcast.
Are you sure about that, comrade?
Oh, shit.
You brought it up. I wasn't even thinking
I
about
did,
it.
but it came out when I said hello.
Hello.
I'm thinking
We are-
hello.
We are back with more Russia.
This is when people immediately turn off
Internet
their
Russia
things.
podcast of the videos.
Oh, good. It's recording.
Hey,
Didn't want to
look.
miss that.
Playing the stream thing now.
Yeah, you better mute everything.
Boop.
Mute all the things.
I'm muted. I'm here saying things.
Yes, this is the Pebkac podcast. You are not in the motherland. My name is Thomas.
I'm Shane.
I'm Dan.
Dan sounds so disappointed to be alive. And we are joined by fellow podcaster and resident Jersey Studios graphic designer, Josh.
It's much easier to be a guest on a podcast than to host a podcast.
Yeah, you're having some difficulty getting your show off the ground. You know it has 15 downloads, right?
Yeah.
So Laughing Hour is going through a bit of a life crisis, and we're going to be shutting it down and relaunching. Maybe we'll talk about that later.
Maybe.
Okay. Maybe we'll record it tonight.
Maybe.
Probably not. All right. This is Pebkac Podcast, episode number 33, and we've got some action to talk about here tonight. One of the items that I wanted to bring up last. Oh wait, we're on YouTube. That's right. This is live on YouTube. So
Hi, YouTube.
hi YouTube. There's a camera there, and there's a camera there, and
I'm gonna reach out and touch the YouTube audience.
reach out and touch someone, Shane. And then there's a delay on the stream or something, so we're just gotta sit and wait to see if it happens. I gotta say, I am not impressed with YouTube's streaming not quality, but like support and their offering. So they did this YouTube gaming thing, right? They
Yes.
wanted to buy Twitch.
Yeah.
That didn't happen. That's what Amazon's property now.
Yes. So
And
they turned around and said, "Fuck you, Twitch."
we're Google, YouTube. We're going to make our own service, and they did.
With blackjack and hookers.
Yeah. And screw the streaming service.
It's YouTube for gamers, or YouTube gamers, or GameTube or something, which is what we're using right now to push this stream through. I think it's basically the same thing anyway.
Yeah.
And it's not the best.
It's just a different interface.
I think it's sort of like a limited capability, though, as far as what you can and can't do. There's not a lot of bells and whistles and buttons you press. And to be honest, the scheduling feature has me confused. But that's, neither here nor there because it does work, and we are live, and we have, open source broadcasting software. I think OBS is whatever is the free one that works really well, actually. It allowed me to do side-by-side cameras and the beautiful little quickly thrown together pretty pictures down below. So, oh, look, we have a comment from someone that says, "Hello, comrades." I wonder who that could be. Interesting.
I
Anyway,
don't know.
I don't know.
Hello, comrade.
So last week we ran out of time, and I didn't get to tell you guys about a thing I've been working on.
Oh,
in my
here we
head.
go.
Now hold on, I have legit reasons here.
Uh-huh.
I like to switch things up every now and then.
Yep.
You're switching back to Android.
Welcome back to the fold, brother.
No.
Oh.
You're switching to a PC.
No.
Welcome back to the fold, brother.
Both of those are incorrect.
Oh.
I'm sorry. Neither of those things are on the horizon right now. Mostly because I don't like Windows 10 anymore, and I don't like Android ever anymore. Wait, like 6 months from now, Dan's like gonna say, "Told ya," or Shane's gonna say, "Welcome back to the fold, brother."
Yep.
No. Online file storage. Now, like many of us in the world, I don't store things locally anymore very often. Like this Mac that I'm using and the Mac I have behind me and the Mac I have at work, like they have very little data stored on them.
Mm-hmm.
It's all stored right now in Google Drive. Now, do you use anything, Shane?
So I don't have the storage capabilities that you have with Drive. I'm still on a personal account.
So personal, is that still 15 gigs?
So it was 15, and then there was a promo where they gave you 2 gigs for doing the security assessment thing,
Sure.
which I did, so I got up to
Of
17.
course.
And then when I bought my G4, it actually came with another promo, which gave me 100 gigs. So
Yeah.
I have a fair sum of storage.
That's a pretty good amount.
Yeah. But I'm still not like actively syncing tons of things here
Yeah.
because it's like, I mean, my current storage pool at home is somewhere around 15 terabytes.
That's right.
So
At some
it's
point,
like-
we got to talk about your home server. You said that got a makeover.
Yeah, that actually went way smoother than I thought it would.
We'll
this
get to
week.
that.
But anyway, and that's so the server itself is 10, and then with other drives and shit sprinkled about, it's another. So it's not realistic for me to just be like, and all of this goes to Google, and I have everything online now.
Right.
Sort of
So
thing.
my thinking with storing all my data in Drive is I do have not technically not unlimited. It's actually only 1 terabyte. First world problems, right? Only
Right.
1 terabyte. But it's primarily for photo storage because I have a lot and I don't want to lose them.
Okay.
The files, like documents, don't really have too
Yep.
much of that. I don't mind losing those. I don't really need them.
So on the photo storage front, I used to use Dropbox.
Yeah.
And then I started using Drive when I got my phone.
Yeah.
And I got the huge sum, and then Google released the Google Photos. And I
Right.
just said, well, screw it. It's free and it's unlimited. That's exactly
Now with
what I
that,
want.
it is unlimited, but what is the cap on video storage?
1080p and it's still unlimited.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yep. Because it basically loads it to YouTube. So they're like, we don't care.
I suppose the same infrastructure, perhaps.
Yep.
Now, Dan, you have been a Dropbox user forever. I mean, at least the last 4 or 5 years. I feel like
At
it's
least.
a long time.
I think I've had it for longer than that.
And
but
you found some sort of not flaw, but trick, rather.
not at all. It's a little shady and it's a little bit of abuse of their referral system, but
Tell us. Do you want to tell us how that works?
yeah, it was a blog post. I mean, I'm not the first one that's done this. So so I found a blog post a while back, like how to max out your free
And there
storage
are
space.
a lot of those. Yeah.
Yep, on Dropbox. So what I did, since I've been using Google AdSense and what was it? Wow, complete brain fart. Analytics and Webmaster Tools.
Okay.
Google was like, "Hey, you run a website here, have $100 of AdSense credits." Or
I've gotten a couple of those.
AdSense or AdWords. I
yeah.
get the two mixed
As
up.
soon as you create an analytics account, they seem to start giving you that, especially if you
It's-
have more than 4 or 5
yeah,
properties.
it's the one that lets you create an ad campaign and,
Yes.
and spam it out. I can't remember if it's called AdWords or AdSense, so I'm gonna
Let's
use the
just
two
say
interchangeably.
let's just say it's Google Ad.
Yeah,
This is-
Google Ads, whatever.
Okay.
Anyways, so what's the word for it? Oh my god, I'm totally slow right now. So I redeemed that code, got $100 worth of credits.
Yes.
And I created an ad campaign with my Dropbox referral URL.
So now, the way a referral URL works is I click your URL, and then do you immediately get it, or I have to sign up?
Nope, you have to sign up,
And I probably have to like install the mobile app or something.
and you have to install the app on your PC.
your PC.
Right.
Or
Okay.
Mac or whatever.
I'm
Yeah,
pretty
I
sure
don't-
it's a mobile app install now. You get the
Yeah, I'm
code
sure it
with.
is.
You have to have an install.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yep. So they want you to go through this whole your person you invited to go through this whole like slew of things, which is like normal Dropbox usage.
Mhm.
Sure.
Like they want to have them fully using Dropbox.
Yeah.
So quite a few people did that. I can actually go in and look at the email addresses they registered with and like how many people actually met the requirements and everything. But the thing is, I completely maxed out my storage that they'll give me for referrals.
Because they only give you like a 16 gig is like where they're capping at for free storage, or
Higher than that.
I think it is now. I think it's now lower.
Yeah, it used to be like 20 or something like that. So right now I'm at 22.2 gigs of free
So-
space.
I need to set this up because my promo Dropbox credits from when I bought my S4 just expired. So they're constantly banging on me like, hey, remember that 50 gigs you had? You don't have that anymore. We're not syncing anything anymore.
The awesome thing about this though, is that every time Dropbox increases what you can get, all of a sudden I have the free space immediately available.
Because people are just clicking that URL.
I have so many
all
like
over the place.
backlogged.
Real. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. So not even new clicks or new.
No, they're
Jeez.
just like all these people that completed the steps, and then as soon as Dropbox raises the limit again,
Mhm.
all of a sudden I just immediately have the space. It's crazy.
That's nice.
Yeah, so I'm only using like, man, I don't even know. That's not very much.
So I've been using
71% of that.
Okay,
22
so
gig.
It's like 14 gigs
Yeah.
or something.
All I really have in there is some documents,
It's a lot of documents.
pictures. That takes up
mm.
a couple gigs.
Yep.
What else? Yeah, I
I
do
like
have a
your
lot
shirt.
of.
Yeah,
I like your
nice.
shirt,
I
Josh.
didn't notice that.
He's showing his shirt to us. Show the cameras.
It's ridiculously hot.
We'll get some more
Aw,
views if you
nice.
take off your
All
shirt.
this technology.
Do you have the music ready for when that goes down?
Oh, I
Don't
have,
worry.
I have some games and stuff on here.
I'll
too,
use
that's
my
right.
phone to turn the temperature down for you. Okay, I'll take care of that because I have a Nest. We'll talk more about Nest and their
Okay.
funny business a little bit.
So
Okay, so
we've talked about our kind of storage situation here. What? So you are thinking about leaving
Well,
the fold? is what you've been
hold
telling
on,
us.
Josh. You are probably one out of the four of us who actually there goes the cool, who actually is on the receiving end of files quite a bit with your job. And where do you see the most inbound files? Is it still mostly email, or do you get digital files? We don't need to talk about the floppy disks that people mail you.
Yeah.
You gotta get up to that mic.
It goes across the spectrum. Pretty much the lowest technological file on a floppy disk, it's hard mailed or what is it, snail mailed.
Yes.
And
Somebody seriously mailed you something on a floppy?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god.
That's like advanced
I
sneaker
get
net.
I get all kinds of art files. Just recently, a guy sent in like a piece of cardboard that was cut out to be the shape of the sign that he wanted.
He's like,
And
"Scan
I get a
this."
lot of wood cutouts. I get a lot of like rush mailed in. Like I get the envelope and there's just like stamp. Like he wanted this there next day, and it's a freaking napkin. Like no
Have they
joke,
don't? I
I
mean,
don't-
so
I
they
don't
don't
know.
have a camera to take a picture or something. They don't have any other means.
I get pictures.
a ruler.
I get pictures of monitor, like the stuff that's on their monitor,
Oh yeah,
and then
Screenshots.
then they'll email that picture.
Mhm.
Literally.
I get screenshots, which is all completely unusable. It doesn't. And then it's like, oh, sorry, that's all your.
Can you photocopy an iPhone or like a phone screen?
Yeah, you can actually. I've done it because Minnesota is doesn't require you to have insurance cards. You can use your phone as your insurance
Yeah,
card
yeah.
now. But if you ever have to rent a car, they're like,
Sure.
we need a copy of that or
Sure.
tend drive
Sure.
something. So I'm just like, here.
Photocopy my phone.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
Okay.
Okay. So what about digitally? Do you get? It's probably like email, and then what about Drive, Dropbox, Box?
we get
Amazon?
Drive. We get a lot of Dropbox, but we have our own FTP. So
Dan, what are your thoughts on FTP?
It needs to fucking die.
I knew it.
It's slow and it's a
Aw.
bitch to maintain
Someone
for some
Some
people.
client emailed me. Some client who uses Google Apps, and they are a very large organization. That's all I'll
Mhm.
tell you. I'll tell you off mic who they are. Sent an email to our sales guy because they were supposed to upload or give us some content, and they're like, "Do you have an FTP server at Augusta?" Yeah, fuck it. If so, do you have what is the username, password, and server URL? I was like, what? What?
Yeah. I'm gonna get a lot of hate. I mean, FTP servers when they're properly set up are fine. They're secure. They're quick, decently
no,
fast.
FTP. SFTP is the secure
Right,
file
yes,
transfer
it's true, it's true.
protocol.
But I just hate having to maintain an FTP server for something like that. It's just
Yeah.
so annoying. There's
I remember doing it for
better
one
ways.
customer. Every time they get a new vendor, we had to create the FTP account, the folder, set the limits on it, and
yeah,
all sorts of garbage.
It's just a lot. It's just extra stuff to maintain. That's
Mhm.
just seems kind of unnecessary. But I
So-
guess in some situations you have to have it when you can't send things through email or use some other third-party file transfer.
Yeah.
I suppose because there is no intermediary in a FTP scenario,
Yeah.
right? It's
But
me
the
to
interesting,
you.
but the interesting thing is that, what is it? Google's starting to do this. Microsoft does this. I don't think Apple does yet.
Mhm.
Where they will actually put the file in their storage, like OneDrive
Yeah,
or Google Drive,
yeah.
and then just share a link. And
Yeah.
then there's some extra magic sprinkled on top of it to make it look like it's attached, just to keep the people that
Mhm.
whine about things
Oh,
being
really?
different and not wanting to learn stuff. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
Google's doing that, but there's not a whole lot of magic to it.
Yeah.
It will, if you are using Gmail, it will parse that URL and show you a thumbnail, so it looks like that's attached, but it's really just parsing the URL that's in the email.
Mhm.
So Josh, how many, or what would you say the breakdown is? We've got email and FTP. That's one bucket. Then we have Dropbox, Box, Google Drive, and we'll put in OneDrive there as well if that's
Sure.
I
a
think
thing.
there's another one that's like the Hightail and other things.
That's.
like that.
I mean, there's actually like a lot of online file storage services.
Backblaze and all those guys. And
Those are the guys who are doing $5 a month. aren't they?
Yeah, that's what I pay for. I have Backblaze backup, but
oh, that's right.
I
they
use them.
do. They're doing. I shouldn't have even mentioned it. I saw something in the mail. They're doing like super cheap cloud storage.
Yep.
Like
Well, it's because they use consumer grade disk and they just swap them out every single day.
yeah,
How many drives do you think Backblaze swaps out a day?
1,000.
They-
Well,
it's
gotta
not
be like-
daily, but
cool thing is they're pretty transparent about all that.
Oh, I'm sure
Oh,
they
yeah.
have to be when
they-
they're using something like that.
well,
And
you can buy their rigs.
Yep.
They actually
yeah, you can have a
sell
local
the
Backblaze.
chassis.
I've heard that. Yeah.
Not just like local backup for their stuff, but they'll like their hardware. You can actually buy their whole chassis layout and stuff like that.
Oh.
They have
I
they
didn't
actually
know
have
that.
another provider that they design them and then they build and spec them and they
Mhm.
buy them back from those guys.
Okay.
So it's like an open source thing. So they're like, yeah, it's with these 5U black planes and all this. So it's really cool, actually. I
Oh,
was
that's
looking
nice.
at it the other day when they announced that.
They've been around for a
cheap
while
cloud
too.
storage. Yeah.
They've been around since probably 2009 or 10 or something.
Yeah, you know that Microsoft and Google and those guys aren't going to stand for Backblaze having the cheapest storage value.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's where everyone's starting to drop their pants on storage, and their free tiers are getting awesome. So
Yep.
let's hear the percentage, the breakdown. So we have email and FTP is one bucket, Box, Dropbox, Google Drive, and OneDrive, and then other. Where do you see the breakdown
No,
that
it's-
you're
it's
getting?
Dropbox is probably the highest. Well,
Higher than email and FTP?
Oh no,
That's highest.
one bucket, yeah.
Okay.
And then you go to the others. And
Okay.
Yeah, we get a lot more Dropbox links than anything else. But what's new? Getting kind of late to the game. I mean, Adobe's had cloud storage for a while now. But now they're
You're
doing,
right up in that mic.
now they're doing Adobe Track and Send.
What's that?
You upload the file like straight from like an email client, so it has a plugin with Outlook or whatever other email program you're using.
Ooh,
So
okay.
if you want to, if you like try to send an attach, this is how I found out about it, because I'm just like, we send out our proofs as
Yeah.
attachments, and so I tried to upload this proof as as an attachment and said,
Mhm.
would you rather use Adobe Track and Send? So that's what we're gonna try to get into
Hmm.
over the winter.
Nice.
So we never, I mean, I don't know.
So you just store them and
Is
then.
isn't it like a big kind of kerfuffle to manage like email servers and having like to send attachments through and people like
Yeah,
basically-
the problem is the recipient mail server could have some sort of
It has-
receive size limit set.
yeah, and just I feel like there's a whole slew of problems because we always get stuff stuck on one end or another.
Yeah, it'll bounce back saying file size, message size too large, and it'll
We
just
wait.
go through.
We lose days sometimes.
Sure.
Where clients like, oh, we sent you in a file, like,
Yeah.
brr, 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 and like the entire email doesn't even get through, so we don't
Yeah.
even know anything. Like, we have nothing on our end,
Yeah.
and a lot of places are. I mean, like particularly with you guys, I'm sure it's a lot of you got like your customers might be a little more tech
No,
savvy.
No.
Not at all.
No, in fact,
Yeah.
opposite.
And even though they're sysadmins.
Okay,
Oh,
so
they're the worst.
so it's pretty much the same thing with me and my company.
Mm-hmm.
Is you just have like the most technologically inept people on the other
Mhm.
side.
Hence the pictures of napkins.
which can
Yeah,
be kind of
exactly.
I mean, if that doesn't say it like that, what our customer base is,
Pictures of napkins is like the way to explain it the best, probably.
and just like, oh, I got my cell phone out, I'm gonna take a picture of my design on the monitor.
I'm looking at the phone. Can you see what I'm looking at right now?
see? Do you see?
It's pretty wild. Some days I have to like sit there for 20 minutes just trying to like clear my head. Like,
Yeah.
it's-
Well, I could understand if
hurts.
you were talking to Dr. Weir much, that would cause that.
So the one that we didn't mention, the product that we didn't mention, Amazon Cloud Storage.
Oh yeah, that exists.
I didn't. I knew it existed from a few years back because for Prime users they started giving you file storage, but it was like, hey, here's 5 gigs is what they started. And that's what like a lot of providers started
everybody.
out with,
Yeah.
right? Competition. We've said this before, and this is true across every single thing in the world. But competition is great, right, for the consumer. So competition amongst cloud service or cloud storage is great, right?
Yeah.
So I don't even know how this all went down. Basically, I found out that even though I had the Drive app from Google on my phone with the checkbox checked to upload photos over Wi-Fi, there was about 700 images on my phone, because I take a lot and I use Burst and whatever,
Okay.
that did not upload. There's no log. There's no sync now button. It's supposed to do it in real time.
Yeah.
Just never did it. And I was like, screw this. I'm looking for something else.
When you opened up the app, did it start doing it?
No.
Okay.
No, not even like in the background, thinking that could trigger it.
Were they old images or were they taken after you had this app installed?
They were after the app was installed. It was working for a while, and then it
Okay.
just stopped working.
Weird.
Like, I don't know, it doesn't detect there's a new image. It just, like, maybe it runs on some sort of frequency, like every 20 seconds, as long as you're on Wi-Fi, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And I said, screw this noise. I'm looking for something else. I think
Oh
I
my
literally just did a Google search to get someone's blog post on their opinion, and they said, hey, Amazon now is Amazon Photo. You can upload, keep it in the exact same resolution. Prime members get unlimited photo storage in the
Yeah.
exact same file type. Raw images are supported, so anything you put in there is supported. With 5 gig, this is why I asked you about the video storage. They said 5
Yeah.
gigs of video storage. I was
Yeah.
like, well, that's okay. We'll see how it goes. Lo and behold, I capped out at that. So
Yeah, you'll blow through 5 gigs of video real fast.
absolutely.
So
So is that changing format at all, or is that just like
Every-
the
no.
raw video you upload?
Everything is uploaded in the
Okay.
same format.
quick side note, there's a new feature added to Dropbox. I forgot about it until I logged in my account here. But there used to be third-party apps for sending a link to someone to upload a file to your Dropbox.
Yes.
It's native now.
Yeah.
In there.
Yeah,
It's
I've heard about
a
that.
damn cool feature.
Yeah, so people can send you files securely over Dropbox.
Let's
It's very
see.
nice.
Let's see how many referrals I got.
You
here,
should
huh?
put out your public URL for your public folder and let people just upload stuff to that. Let's try it and see what
I will
happens.
open every executable that people.
Dan will well, you're gonna open it on a Mac. It's not gonna do anything.
Macs don't get viruses.
Yep, they don't. Anyway, so I started
Sarcasm.
uploading everything, and I said, I got to really put this to its paces. I uploaded every single photo I had from my Mac, from my phone, from my tablet, and from Google Drive, right? Because I had that syncing to the desktop
Sure.
with the Drive Sync client. Everything is in there. It's working really well.
Okay.
I'm really pleased with the interface. What I really like is if I take a photo with my phone, it will pop up a notification saying the file was uploaded to Amazon.
So it gives you a confirmation.
It'll give you a banner notification. It'll give me a
Okay.
drop down, whatever I
Quick
want.
question for you, Thomas. Why
Yes.
don't you just use iCloud photo syncing?
Cost.
What cost?
There's 5. Oh, you mean like use Apple Photos or whatever?
Yeah.
I thought about it, but I don't like the idea of having them all on Apple. I thought the third-party
You want a
storage provider-
platform agnostic.
Yeah, but
option.
it's more
Understandable.
portable is what I was
Yeah,
getting at.
yeah.
Was what I was really thinking.
Yeah.
So something like Amazon or Drive or Dropbox. So I kept reading this article, and they were kind of comparing features and prices. And since I have Prime, because who doesn't have Prime shipping right now,
Right.
or a Prime account from Amazon, it really makes sense to go with that because it's cheaper, even for unlimited storage. It's cheaper than Google and Dropbox, and Box is out of the question for me.
So realistically, your real question in this whole argument is actually what is the better photo storage situation?
That's what it boiled down to for
Yeah,
me.
'cause
Yes.
Have you haven't completely dropped Drive for
No.
all your functions? You're still keeping your documents and content and
There's
stuff on
still another, I don't know, 80 gigs of data in my Drive
there. Right.
account.
You're just not using it for photo sync right now.
Right, because the
So-
photo sync was broken.
Okay, so realistically, we have what apps we have? We have Dropbox for photo sync that do photo sync.
Yes.
Okay, so Dropbox, we have Amazon Photo, like
Yep.
you're saying there. We have Google Photo, which is not necessarily Drive.
Yes.
Um,
It's viewable in Drive now.
It is viewable in Drive. That's just a link to it,
Yeah.
though. Photos.google.com is a separate
Yeah.
system. So, and then your iCloud, which you were saying, what is it? Is it iCloud now, or what is it?
iCloud Photo
iCloud Photo.
or iCloud Pictures or whatever
So-
you want to call it.
The only one of these that actually has a storage limitation right now is Dropbox. In regards
Yeah,
to
that's
photo.
the other thing. Dropbox, I mean, unless you want to pay for it, and their
Right.
pricing I think was like $12.99 a month, so it would be over
Yeah.
$100 at the end of the year.
Let's see.
But then also, I didn't like the interface. The interface doesn't
Yeah.
seem to have a lot of
It's not
photo
great.
album capabilities, which Amazon's got a beautiful album feature. So you can say go by folder, go by
So-
all, go by album, go by year. It
So-
pulls out the year from the file info.
A terabyte on Dropbox Pro is $99 a year or $9.99 a month.
Yeah, okay.
So that gets you a terabyte, which is roughly this
That
thing.
should be enough.
Right. But if you're just doing photos, I would say that Dropbox is not a great option for that because you might as well go with one of the other services that is free or covered under another
Yeah.
subscription you're
Yeah.
already paying for
Yeah.
to manage your photos. And I'd say they do it better, honestly, or as good or better.
Yeah. Well, it was the album capability too that really sold me on it.
Yeah.
Because I did try Dropbox. I did try gaming the system. It's like if you download this app, if you click this link, you get like a little bit extra storage here and there.
So, coming back to that though, did you try much of the Google Photos interface stuff, or did
No.
you just use the Drive Sync to put your files in Drive, basically?
I just used the Drive Sync,
Okay.
which
So-
the Drive Sync on the phone only targets photos for automatic upload into
Okay.
Google Photos. So I was like, oh, should I try the Google Photos app or something, or
So-
should I give that a try? It's got to be the same syncing technology, I figure.
My understanding is the Photos app is different now. It
The
may
app
be
or the syncing technology, the,
sync-
background syncing.
not necessarily
technology.
the syncing technology, but I think they offloaded it to the Photos app.
Mm.
So that might have been where your gap in hardware went a little bit.
Hi, Dan.
Hi, Dan.
What?
He's saying hi, Dan.
Why?
I'm just saying hi.
Hi, Don.
But I will just point out a couple of features that I love about Google Photos that I've been using. The geolocation stuff.
Yep.
The search functions of Photos are awesome.
Yep.
Like you can find people in it.
You know exactly what I'm laughing about.
No, I don't.
So this is pretty terrible. There was a really bad.
Oh, I know exactly what. Yes, yes. Go on, Dan.
Uh,
You get to sound like a racist
this
tonight.
is
Go ahead.
awkward, but no, it happened. I mean,
Yeah, no, it did.
So there was a so you can search on there things like cats, and it'll show pictures of cats, or dogs. It'll show you pictures that contain dogs, which
Yep.
is pretty freaking cool.
Well, it'll also tag stuff that you've taken a lot of photos of.
Yep.
Like if it's noticed you've taken a lot of photos of your cat, if you hit the search button, it'd be like cat and let you one touch search that.
So, shit.
Scoom88 says he switched all of his to Google Photos. He says no regrets. It's wonderful. Maybe I gotta give it another try. I don't know.
Try the Photos app, man.
I don't know.
Can't hurt you to run both.
Although
right?
I did buy a 16 gigabyte compact or micro SD card, not compact flash, micro SD card on Amazon, and they gave me 4 months of unlimited cloud storage. So they're just giving this shit away now
for what?
for Amazon cloud storage.
Oh yeah.
So I have
yeah.
unlimited storage right now there for 4 months. So it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, because they want you to upload all your shit. And then
They
be
want
like,
me
we
to
got
try.
you, bitch.
Yeah, hold it hostage.
That's the
your
thing.
sausage.
They're like, hey, you're going to have unlimited storage.
Yep.
And it's going to automatically renew, or you can cancel the auto renew. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, so what happens when I cancel the auto renew? Anyway, moving out of the cloud storage, let's talk about the fail that happened right when I was trying Amazon cloud storage. Dan, do you want to give us the lowdown on what happened?
Dan, you're Amazon friendly. Give it down.
So I'm gonna be a little vague and make the viewers / listeners figure it out on their own.
Well, I think everyone knows at this point. I mean, everyone in the world
It's
has
gonna
Netflix.
sound so bad.
We knew a thing happened.
Okay. Give it to us. Both barrels.
Oh, we're talking about something different now. Okay,
Whoa,
cool.
hold on a second.
whoa,
what did you think we
whoa.
were talking about?
No, okay, we're
No.
You're getting mighty red.
the okay, fuck. So you know when Google.
Well, I know Tinder was down. Is that what you're talking about?
No, we're going back to the storage thing.
Fucked up
the
my
tag,
weekend.
the animal tagging in Google Photos.
Oh, keep going. No. Let's finish that story. That's a funny one still.
It's terrible. It's
It's just
I don't know how I can say this without being awkward, so I'm gonna fully disclaim I'm not a racist piece of shit. But
it was. I will say it, Dan, if it makes you uncomfortable.
yeah,
Google
Shade of fallen
Photos
sword.
was tagging people,
Oh.
black people,
Yeah.
as gorillas.
Yeah, I've heard this.
Whoops.
This is not a new thing.
So
Let's roll right over that. This is not a new thing though with
Yep.
technology and race. Cameras that automatically detect if your eyes are open and they won't take the picture until everyone's eyes are open.
Asian people.
Yep.
Yep.
I've also heard of this with is it an HP desktop that has the auto zoom, auto focus camera? Have you guys seen this video? Like it didn't.
No.
Some people at like Best Buy or maybe Staples or something were doing a demo of it,
Okay.
and they were recording themselves in Skype or something. They were doing a Skype call, which we'll get to that next. And every time the white lady would come on, it would zoom in on her face, and she'd be full frame.
Yep.
And then her African American or black, I'm not sure what PC is, so comes onto the frame, and then like it zooms out and doesn't zoom in on him. So this is not the first time that technology and race has come into play.
Got lost.
Speaking of which, have you seen
what
the
can we-
PC Bro South Park?
I
That was
watched them
amazing.
both today.
I mean, what can we say? We as white people are very easy to spot on a background.
That's probably what it is.
We have high contrast.
Yeah, pasty.
Yep.
My company has a kind of unspoken rule of not etching people of color. They don't turn out very well, and the
Oh, like pictures of them on surfaces and stuff. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Did you know Josh made the I Am the Stig and the wrangling sign?
Yeah, I'm gonna need one of
Wrangling
those I am the
Crossing?
Stigs, by the way.
Yeah, he's his
if I make
license
if I
plate
make
is-
if I,
oh, wait,
well, if
sorry,
I make
won't
if
say
I
that.
make more than one, I think it becomes a licensing issue and I can get sued.
Oh.
Oh,
Well,
is there
then
a
don't
fair
make more
use?
than one.
Right.
Right. I wouldn't want to get in trouble.
Yeah, for that show that's sort of not around right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the BBC would sue you anyway.
Wait.
Yeah.
So if Top Gear goes to Amazon, does the Stig go with?
No, what Stig is property of Top Gear. Is the
So they're
understanding
probably
right now.
just going to put a different color helmet on him and rename his character.
I hope they call him like Phil
The
or
St-
something.
the Stag.
Just some really lame. It's like we don't have a Stig anymore, but this is Phil, and it looks
Stig-
exactly like
Stig with 2 G's maybe.
We have the gets.
That's what I was thinking too.
Steeg,
Tommy.
Stig.
Stag.
I'm Steve.
All right, so Dan, tell us about
I
the
am
other
Stig.
thing. Tell us about the other thing. So right when Thomas was trying out Amazon Cloud Storage, what happened?
Yeah, I didn't know about this actually until you said it.
What?
There was a massive. There's been actually for the last few days. There's been some pretty bad AWS issues.
Yeah, Amazon Web Services goes down, and this is what got everyone's attention.
Because I don't know if you guys know this, but Amazon uses Amazon Web Services.
Hey, that's why AWS exists. You know why AWS exists,
Yes.
right? They needed a
Yes.
scalable architecture so that they could ramp up during the holiday season.
Yep.
And then they're like, what do we do with it when we turn it down? Shit, sell it. This is what really got everyone's attention though, is it took down Netflix, Reddit, Pocket, Tinder. What?
Yep.
And like 8 or 9
Sorry.
other popular. Did you? Oh, Josh.
Yeah,
I can't hear
there's a
anymore.
little pop on the old
I
mic
blew out
there.
some eardrums. I'm
Josh
sorry.
is deaf in that ear now.
Way to go.
Here we go. Amazon Instant Video, Nest, Medium, Mediacom.
Whoa. Nest was in on this?
What?
What the fuck? Nest is a Google company.
Yeah,
I
they,
know,
they haven't
right?
transitioned their platform over
Oh, okay.
IMDb, and according to this guy's Twitter post, 21 other AWS services. So everyone uses AWS, right?
yet. Hey,
all
guess
the
what, guys?
serious
If you follow
players.
Amazon's best practices and have your shit into multiple regions, you don't have this problem.
But that costs money. Does it not?
Do
do multiple regions?
Nothing. Yeah.
Okay,
because you're
but-
essentially doubling your infrastructure.
But okay,
that's why you script
Netflix,
it.
right? Of
Yeah.
course. But
Yeah.
what happens when
Maybe they do. I don't know. Who
I'm
knows?
Netflix user talking to this server, which I think it was centralized in the eastern region, so West Virginia data center server issues. If I'm talking to your server watching, I don't know, House of Cards season 3 episode 9,
Mhm.
and you shit the bed, how long does it take before I transition? And does everyone transition, or do some people time out, get 503s and 404s and all those errors? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm not even sure. Hold on. I'm trying to see if this is like a multi-region thing. Which
Was Jersey Studios
it shouldn't
affected?
have been though. I don't know. I never got an alert from my monitoring.
So I'm looking at a screenshot that someone took at the time of Amazon or AWS's status dashboard, and all seems to be centralized around North Virginia. So Northern California seemed to be unaffected, at least at this time. But it was sad times. Airbnb was down.
Oh God.
How are you gonna book your next vacation stay
I know.
if Airbnb is down?
So disappointing.
Yeah. So EC2 had a disruption in Virginia, but not California,
Mm-hmm.
which is expected because the regions are like completely separate.
From even tectonic plates, I'm sure they're on opposite ends and everything.
Yeah, because you have the one in Oregon, then the one in Northern California, then the one in North Virginia, and then there's multiple all around the country.
Dublin has one, right?
Yep, Dublin has
And
one.
then there's one over, I think,
Singapore.
in Australia.
Singapore,
Yeah.
and then I believe Australia has one too.
So, and that's the other thing is they span all time zones, or all major time zones.
Yeah. So what Amazon tells you to do is have all of your entire app or whatever you have in AWS
Mm-hmm.
spread out through all those regions for two
Mhm.
reasons. One, this issue we're talking about. Two, just having close servers to your customer.
Right. The
Your
closer,
users,
closer
I'm
you are
sorry.
to the data,
Yeah.
the better your experience is going to be all around.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
But that is expensive.
Pretty safe.
So
rule of
who
thumb.
knows?
But I mean, people like Netflix should have had that
Yeah,
down.
I
So
don't
there
know.
must have been issues that affected them, regardless of load balancing and multiple availability zones. Take a quick break here, since we're on the video stream and audio stream, to remind everyone that according to my T-shirt, Jersey Studios, the network that we put together that runs this show and Brain Invaders and a new podcast from Josh coming out soon, has some cool little swaggity swag T-shirts for sale.
Swiggity swig swag.
Swiggity swag. Josh made this logo.
Don't say swiggity swag.
And it is amazing. It's modeled after a little picture I drew for him probably on a napkin or a
bar
piece of
napkin.
cardboard, and I mailed it to you.
Mailed it to me.
I did mail you the logo.
A picture of a napkin on
I
a
took a
floppy disk.
A
And you
gently
mailed it
used
to me.
piece of toilet paper.
Did you?
I'm gonna send you the next
I-
shirt
Don't.
design on a piece of toilet paper.
I was
Don't.
really
It
hoping
gives
that
me
you drew it on the disc, on the floppy disk, with a Sharpie.
On the
It's not
label.
an image file. It's that.
Or I made an archive of it and I split it across multiple
Yeah.
floppy disks, and it's like to continue extracting insert disk
Ma-
2.
Mail them all separately, like my RAM. That was the
What a
dumb-
dick.
That was the dumbest thing ever. I ordered 3 RAM kits
Yeah,
from an Amazon seller.
yeah.
They shipped all of them independently. 2 of them show up on one day, and the third one shows up the next. I'm like, why the fuck didn't you put all these in the same box?
Did you check the box that says I want to make sure that you use as few boxes as possible?
Yes, it's on by default.
Interesting.
It's just-
I've had to go back and cancel and delete and change my order around
Yeah.
to make sure I got you have to. Sometimes it's the shipping that you select.
yeah.
If one of the items doesn't have the right shipping, then they might extend everything out.
No, they were all. Well, none of them were
I'm-
Prime. But
I'm
yeah.
trying to help out. I
Yeah.
don't know. Maybe the guy was on drugs. Maybe if it was from an Amazon reseller, they were waiting for their quantities to come back up.
They were all
Ah.
packaged identically too, so they might have just drop shipped from another vendor. Is my
That could have
bad.
been it. That could have been it
Have
too.
you gotten anything this week interesting in the mail? Maybe that you weren't
Uh-oh.
expecting?
No.
Hopefully
you-
it'll come tomorrow.
Did you put tracking on this? Could have been swiped. I don't get a lot of stuff swiped from my door, so
It would have fit in the
the mail slot.
Yeah,
Okay.
the mail slot.
I'm
I'll
gonna-
I'll check again, but we'll see. I don't think I saw anything today. Okay, no. So jerseystudios.net. Click on the store link. I don't have a shopping cart or an e-commerce or a shop or a site.
We will
It's-
single package
No,
ship.
it's literally a Google form that says put in your PayPal email address, and I'll send you a money request, and then I'll ship it to you. It works. I've done it once
Can't
so
you
far.
Post a comment.
Do you just
on this
not want to set up
website.
a shopping account with checkout or whatever? Or?
I don't know if there's any percentage they take off. I'm already selling them at cost.
Yeah.
I don't want to like add any more.
Selling them at cost? What a deal!
Right? Pay as you exit too.
Yeah.
Anyway, so check that out. There's probably like $1 or $2 made off of the handling fee that it makes you charge or whatever. But it is the idea that you would wear it and rep it around. So pay as you exit, sweet deal. He's thinking of the Clerks anime cartoon.
I just got it like 5 seconds.
Yes. So moving right along, let's talk about another little fail here. Did you guys hear about Skype and their oopsie?
I did. And I don't know the
Oops.
details though.
I know no details, but I too heard
So,
people were shitting bed.
There's
If I ever use Skype for more than 5 seconds in my entire
I install Skype
life.
when someone says they want to have a Skype call with me, and I'm like, oh shit, I think I have a user ID.
and then
What was
promptly
it?
uninstall it.
Yeah.
never use the thing.
Yeah. So basically, login issues, contacts appearing offline, worldwide outage. So this affects a lot of people, not just personal users, but also those of
Skype
business.
for business.
Which, yeah. So that's
I use
where.
it almost every day. I haven't noticed anything.
So it wasn't, everyone, but it was not either.
Stock photos make me so enraged on sites like that.
Look at
Oh
me
my
be
God.
happy.
Sorry to distract you guys. I just was zoning out and browsing this.
That's
website.
great.
Or the
Anyways.
the girl, the tech support female. That's
Have you
like
seen
this, that's like,
headsethotties.com?
No.
That sounds like a good site.
Headshotties.com. It's just all pictures of girls wearing headsets and smiling and stuff. And the rating is 1 to 10 on perceived helpfulness.
Okay, hold on a second. Headsethotties.com.
Yep.
Headset on demand worldwide. Oh my god, it literally is screenshots of women wearing headsets.
Yep. From different websites and stuff.
And
like
you
I
can
said,
go on and vote perceived helpfulness. Oh
Yep.
my god, you're right.
and there's comments on all these too.
Hold on, I can't help you unless I touch my headset. Hold on. So it looks like there's like 8 or 9 a page. Let's hit last and see how many pages there are. 14. So
It's not a lot of content, but it's
14
great.
times, let's say 8. There's
It'll
over
be
100 headsets.
The site's pretty much dead these days.
Welcome to part 3 of the ongoing examination to headset hotties.
Sneaky headset lady.
Anyway, so yeah, there was some Skype silliness. Skype's back up, but it just kind of speaks to now Microsoft owns them. Why did this happen? I think is sort of the
Oh,
the question
God.
people are having.
Here's a story all about how Microsoft changed their branding of Link to Skype for Business, and everybody lost their shit.
That doesn't rhyme.
I know. I suck.
Go home and work on that and come back
Yeah,
next
come
week
back-
with a
come
better
back next
rhyme.
week with a
So
better
you
rhyme.
remember when that happened, right?
Yes.
So I was still in the managed services business.
Business.
Back when that occurred, and seriously, like once every 5 minutes, we got calls from people. I don't know what happened to Link, but Skype is on my machine now. I think I have a virus.
Mm.
Do they sound just like that?
I mean, I don't blame them for being confused. I guess. I mean, it's pretty annoying that. I mean, Microsoft did tell you to tell users in an
It
email.
would've-
Well, the thing that annoys me, no, I remember now, because this one client was pretty big. They had a few thousand users, and an email sent out, "Hey, don't freak out.
Mm-hmm.
They're rebranding," and people were freaking out.
Everyone freaked out,
Yeah.
right?
You know,
'cause nobody fucking reads email.
if I was Microsoft, I would have pushed the update,
Mic drop.
which would have contained
Boom.
which would have contained the old Link logo and file name,
Now.
and then when you opened it, it would do like one of those splash pages that says like Link is now Skype for business,
And then it changes
you know?
the icon.
and then it would like do a fade or something and change the
Yeah.
icon and
yeah,
stuff. So
people would still freak out because they would see something different when they logged in.
Yeah.
That's all that it is.
I feel like it
Something
would
different.
it would lower that number. I mean, you're never going to
Maybe.
catch all of them because
Maybe.
man, there's a lot of idiots out there. But you're gonna, it would impact. I think it would help. But hey, what do I know? I'm not a multi-billionaire leader of a company.
No,
Yet.
but speaking of leaders of companies, so as we've mentioned before, we put a little Google Doc together before every week and add little stories and things that we find interesting. Shane added something from Wall Street Journal, which I guess you read that when you're in the potty.
No, actually, oh my God, I'm gonna be super liberal here kind of thing and be like, I do listen to NPR. That's a thing
Josh, you want to follow up on that?
on a regular
Take
basis.
up on that?
I used to listen to them on my way to work when I lived half an hour. Now I live like 5 minutes away, but
It's good news.
I was like, oh, they guilt tripped me into donating money.
They haven't gotten me that far yet.
So I gave them like $20, and they still. It was like 2 years ago, and I'll get stuff in the mail. Like they find me.
They're like,
I don't
have
know
another
how.
tote bag. Come back. for
No,
more
I haven't
tote
gotten
bags.
a tote bag
NPR
yet.
doesn't do tote bags. That's
Oh, they do.
PBS, isn't it?
They do tote bags.
Oh,
They're all
cool.
part of the whole tote bag conspiracy.
And how about
Tote
an
bag
umbrella
emporium.
featuring our famous tote bag?
Yeah, right.
That'd
Exactly.
be awesome.
So anyway,
Wall
earlier
Street
this week,
Journal. Go
Monday,
ahead. Monday.
Monday, the Chinese president, Zhao Mi, I think it is, rolled into the United
Jinping.
States, and he goes, "Hey, great to be here. I'm going to go have lunch on the West Coast first, though. I'm going to go visit a few guys over in Silicon Valley and have a chat." So 15 of the largest tech companies had a sit-down conference with the president of China.
And they're like, all of them say, thank you very much for making all of our products.
So there was a lot of back and forth on, like, how can no one was in the session. It was a very closed door, obviously.
Right.
But they were talking about how they would probably be talking about how to expand their businesses into China and try to make
Mhm.
a winning model off of it.
Mhm.
Like Apple has been successful at this. Obviously, Chinese market sucks up iPhones like nobody's business
Sure.
over there. And there's a few others like Microsoft and that comply with the Chinese, the Great Chinese Firewall and stuff like that. Obviously, Google wasn't there because them and China don't get along real well right now.
Well, yeah. Sundar was not invited.
Yep. So
Satya Nadella
But-
was invited. Tim Cook was invited. Apple and
Yep.
Microsoft. Or
oh
Microsoft
yeah,
and
of
Apple,
course they're
respectively.
best buds right now.
Sure.
The interesting thing with this whole article and the this visit is that he didn't. So typically, if you're a visiting dignitary, like a president,
Diplomatic immunity.
well, there's that. But also, you go visit our president first.
Yeah.
That's kind of like the thing you do.
Yeah.
And they didn't do that. So he did have a meeting with President Obama
That's what he
later
was.
this week.
Yeah.
But it was not his first stop on the trip. Kind
Right.
of thing. So that was a little bit of a, I'm going to go talk to the people who are really in power, and then I'll swing by and visit you on my way
Right.
out of the country.
So did you read more into where what people are suspecting he was doing?
So it's just continuously making more business ties, trying to strengthen the Chinese
Mhm.
economy and stuff like that.
So
It seemed like
they're saying, and this is according to experts, it was basically to get tech experts,
Mhm.
right, leaders of tech companies, to help persuade the Obama or American government that you should not retaliate against China for the years of hacking abuse that they've performed against the United States.
Yeah, fuck them.
Right.
yeah, right.
Okay.
So it's seriously not us.
alleged
but if
hacking
it
and
was-
theft of intellectual property, which
like-
the Chinese government has repeatedly denied.
It's like O.J. Simpson's book that he released.
Eh?
I didn't do it, but if I did, this is how I
Yeah,
would have
this
done
is
it.
how I totally would have done
It's
it.
called like If I Did It.
I
Yeah.
definitely wouldn't have run from the police in a giant white Bronco. Like,
I want to buy a giant white Bronco.
Go Action Bronco. You ever see that episode of South Park?
No.
Oh God, Kenny and Cartman are in a low speed police chase in a Power Wheels
oh
White
yes,
Bronco.
Yep.
There's like a helicopter on it, and it's like the Go Action Bronco. It's so awesome.
I have seen that.
It's amazing.
I have seen that.
Oh, South Park. Your
Uh,
continued ability to stay relevant is awesome.
And if you excuse me for a minute, I'm gonna slowly fap to the teardown of the iPhone 6
I
Plus.
saw the headline
Yes.
on that. That was that's not great news for those guys.
What?
The smaller battery,
Yeah,
We-
iPhone 6s has a
Like
smaller
physically
battery,
smaller or smaller capacity?
smaller
Fi-
capacity.
smaller capacity, but you still get an
Eee.
additional like hour over what
Well,
the
I'm
6,
sure
I've stopped
6 Plus
believing
gets.
battery ratings from the manufacturer. I'll wait until I watch 3 or 4 people on YouTube do actual real tests.
You mean the duration of it? Or
Yeah.
like how long the phone will actually last?
How long? No, the duration, or the battery itself from 0 to or 100 to 0. How long
Okay.
will it last?
I mean, so
Because their tests, they won't disclose. Okay, it was 5 hours of video that was streaming. No, it was probably 5 hours of local video that you were playing. That didn't, you probably had airplane mode turned on at the same time. But
so that
It's pretty minimal change though. 1,715 milliamp hour
Mhm.
battery compared to the current,
yeah,
the one I have, the 1,810 milliamp.
that's a lot. Now,
That's
have you
100
noticed with
milliamp
iOS
hours.
9 the power saving mode yet? Have you
Yeah.
dropped down below 20%? 20%, I think, is the threshold.
I think it's 10.
It's slick.
Yeah, it's cool.
I had a podcast going and went for about a half-hour walk with the dog at 2%, listening to a show, and I went for the whole time. I may have turned airplane mode on just to help conserve battery life,
Well,
but
well,
it still kept going.
yeah, that probably helped out a lot more.
I mean, it turns off all your background app refresh turns off.
Yep.
Any sort of email checking turns off, and then they say, and a few other things, but they won't, tell you what it is. It
right.
probably just like puts all your background apps to sleep or something. I don't know.
yeah.
sounds like the battery spin down mode that they put into the
Yeah.
battery saver on Android.
Yeah, exactly. Where like the background apps like pretend like
Yep.
they're not there.
It
sort of
dims the
thing.
screen.
Yeah.
And it does a bunch of stuff.
Yeah,
like
it
that.
dims the screen. It did all of that sort of thing. And it turns the battery icon yellow, so
So
you know it's in power saving mode. It's very helpful.
It is an interesting argument though about the battery sizing thing, because it's like that is only one small factor of how long the phone's going to last is based on the size of the battery. So like I have a big battery in it. I have good battery life, but more so of it is like the processor that my phone has
Sure.
like certain throttling and turn downs
Sure.
and what
Yeah.
the apps are actually programmed to do in the background.
And then the software, the operating system itself. too.
Exactly.
These new
Yep.
processors that are being put into phones are ridiculous. They get way more powerful every year they're
Mhm.
released,
Yep.
and they more power efficient. On
So-
top of that,
so-
and the batteries are getting smaller again, yet they're still getting better battery life.
Are
Yeah.
you
It's nuts.
are you up on some of the Snapdragon stuff at all? Or
All I know, that's Qualcomm.
yep.
The only thing I know about it is that they have some ridiculous rapid charging stuff coming
All I
out.
know
Yes,
is
the
I'm not
Qualcomm
one of
quick
his
charge.
minions.
The cool thing, so just super nerding here on phone stuff.
Do it.
The Qualcomm Snapdragon 8. So it's the 8 series chips right now. The two popular ones are the 810 and the 808. So the 810 is this monster 8-core chip, and the 808 is a 6-core chip. Now, both of those actually have the same 4 cores, which are small, lightweight cores that are basically just there to handle bullshit little background tasks. So they're very, very lightweight cores. They don't do much at all.
It's like the stuff that makes sure that your alarm goes off.
Your alarm goes off, your occasional Facebook checks, stuff like
Yeah.
that. Just shit that's running in the background when the screen's off and basic tasks. Then you switch to the big cores, in which the 808 has 2 and the 810 has 4. So that's basically like, it's like, oh, it's this 8-core monster. Well, actually, you only it's really a quad core with a bunch of little ASICs that handle basic tasks for you. But that's how they've been really able to narrow down and save a ton of battery life, is by switching out to these really tiny little cores that just
Don't need a lot of power, but they're not
Exactly.
performing a lot of tasks.
Yep, you got it.
That's pretty slick.
Yep. So it's pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, I think eventually we're going to see, where size of battery and performance of hardware and software kind of meet, and we're going to get like the best performance possible before, you get diminishing returns from that.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
with all this system on the
And-
chip stuff, it's pretty
yeah,
crazy.
and
what
we're not
they've
even
been doing.
there yet,
Yeah.
right? Like you said,
Yeah.
it just keeps getting better as like the hardware gets better. So I think in a few years we'll probably see just incredible battery life and incredible performance. But for now, it's pretty good. I do get the day battery. I mean, a full day, and it's 8:30 at night, and I'm at 39%.
I easily get through it.
Yeah, and then some, right?
So remember the battery concerns with the Apple Watch? Just so you guys know, I took this off the charger at about 7:15.
Apple Watch update.
I took it off the charger at about 7:15. I've been using it normally today, and I'm at 63%.
So
Oh, that's good.
do
Is
you
that
have-
now? Did you get the update?
I was
then,
just
or-
gonna ask.
I did.
Yeah, you like
except
it?
holy shit, it took forever. It took me like 2 hours to update the thing.
Really?
Yeah, I had to have it. I put it on the charger, and then
What's
I
the data connection between? something in the phone and the watch.
It's supposed to go over Bluetooth, but I'm assuming.
So that's only like a few hundred megs a second.
So the update was like 2.02 gig for
How
the
much
watch.
storage is on
my
that damn
God.
thing? That's like a fourth of the storage on the watch, isn't it? It's like 8 or 16 gig.
The watch has 6 gigs of RAM. 6 gigs of storage, but yeah, like usable. I
So,
can't remember the
It was
specs
a,
exactly.
it's a
but
2 gig update, and it pushed via Bluetooth.
it's supposed to push over Wi-Fi, but it seemed like
Okay.
it pushed over Bluetooth. Holy crap, it was bad.
Yeah, for 2 hours.
But I think since it was delayed, so many people were waiting
Mm-hmm.
that they.
Oh,
I
just
think
like Apple CDN was probably just getting
So,
hammered.
yeah, whatever.
did it
was.
download directly to the watch, or did it download like to the phone
got
and then
down
push
to
to the
the
watch?
phone.
You have to do it through the phone.
I'm
Right.
okay with that because then you can make sure you don't get a bad download.
But I'm just wondering, like, did it didn't like download to the phone and be like, I'm ready to update your watch now, or did
I
it?
was checking it like constantly.
Oh, okay.
Like you just go software update,
Gotcha.
checks for
So-
update.
But that's a nice thing where like with iOS, it will just pop up and say, "Hey, there's an iOS download for you, ready to go." Already like download.
Okay,
just
so
click
the
install
watch
button.
has 6.6, regardless of whatever Apple Watch you get, it's
Yes.
6.1 gigabytes. Right now I have 295 songs on it, 20 photos. That's it. 22 apps.
all dick pics.
Yep.
And I have a 3.
He's like, I thought I took more dick pics on that.
I have 3.4 gigs available.
He's a
so.
discerning fellow.
Very chosen dick pics.
I need to make sure it's just the right one. Oh, someone just popped in on the stream. Hello. Okay. How do you like the new update, Dan?
So far I only have one app that takes advantage of native watch apps.
Facebook Messenger.
No, not yet.
What?
As soon as that's out,
There's
fuck yeah.
That's like the best thing that they're thinking of doing.
Yeah, I know. I'm waiting for
So
it.
what app do you have that takes part in it?
What's it called, Overcast? I think?
watch. It's like Cheetos.
Oh, podcast app.
Oh, Dark Sky. I'm sorry.
What's Dark Sky?
It's a weather app. It's like a hyper accurate weather app.
That's
But like
You
here,
don't use
let me
Yahoo
give you a
Weather
little.
anymore?
Let me give you a little comparison here.
all right.
So let's
we're
launch.
looking at Dan's watch.
So let's launch my package tracking for my new iPhone. Shut
High
up.
five.
Oh, that was fast. Screw that. Hold on. Let me launch something else.
Yeah, show us your package, Dan.
We'll do Uber. Spinning,
One,
spinning,
2,
spinning,
3,
spinning.
spinning. Okay,
4,
that's not bad. That's
4
pretty,
seconds.
Okay.
That's pretty damn average.
First
That's
world
actually
problem.
that's on the good side right there. So
just
let's
to launch the app.
so
though.
now let's do Dark Sky. Boom. Done.
Okay.
And
So
then
that was
it
like
gets
1
my forecast.
second.
Yep.
And then the app is actually functioning at that point.
Yep.
All right. So that's pretty slick.
Yeah. So we'll do another one here.
All right,
Just
one
to
more
give it-
app. What do we got now?
Sunrise
Another
my
dick
calendar.
pic? Yep. Sunrise and dark sky.
Oh, it crashed.
Oh.
Yep.
And that's
You
a
just-
Microsoft app.
That's common.
Sorry,
it is a
Apple.
Microsoft app now. Yeah.
Just lost a few sales.
By the way, back to Cody was telling me he canceled his Apple Watch and he got a Pebble. I think
Oh,
is what
really?
it was.
Pebble?
Yeah.
Is
No,
that
no, he canceled the Pebble too, and he got the
The new
Moto?
Moto 360.
Yes, the new
There's a
Moto
round
360.
Pebble out now. And
Really?
It's
Yes.
ultra
It
thin.
looks really good.
Yeah.
So the nice thing with the new Moto though is you can customize each aspect of it. So the band,
Mm-hmm.
and then like the not the bezel. What do you call that little? It doesn't move, but it's just like little
The
I guess
ring?
bezel,
The
the
casing.
ring,
Yeah,
the
bezel.
casing.
Yeah.
Like everything can be customized on it. And it's like this really nice black brown leather strap he has. And
But he
it's-
has an iPhone, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He's gonna be disappointed.
But I thought they have support for that now.
Oh, they do, but it's pretty.
It's about on par with the Pebble. kind of
Really?
thing.
It's pretty hindered.
If
You
not
can't
worse,
send
no.
text messages because of how Apple restricts that.
Mm-hmm.
You're locked in, or
That's
you're
unfortunate.
locked out.
Yeah.
But
Other
they
good
probably
features.
have Facebook Messenger support, which everyone uses
So-
now anyway.
They might. Yeah, they
Hmm.
might.
Shane, where's your watch? Show me your wrists.
It's on the charger, isn't it?
It's not
No,
on the
it's
charger.
in a-
That's the problem.
It's under his fucking
If it
bed.
was on the charger,
stuck in
I'd
a
probably wear it.
cum-filled sock.
No,
What?
it's a towel.
You.
No, it's the cum box.
no,
Did you see that?
I don't want to talk about
Good.
that.
Google the cum box.
No, I will not.
Let's try Evernote.
All right,
Maybe Evernote will work better.
Okay. 2 seconds.
Oh, it might
3
actually launch.
seconds.
There we go.
Hey, look at that.
Not bad. It's not native, but hey, it works. I like it.
That looks okay. So it's streaming that off your phone.
Yeah, the only thing the watch holds is the UI,
Mm-hmm.
and then all the processing.
The data
happens on
gets
the phone. Unless you
filled
have a
in.
native watch app, then obviously it's.
And then it runs
Right.
on the watch. Interesting.
Hashtag not bad.
It's not bad.
All right, let's go out on one more thing here. Shane,
Yes.
you just wrote down Volkswagen's emissions fuckery.
Yes.
What are they doing?
So, if you haven't heard yet already, because this is one of the big stories of the week.
Oh wait, Dan, was your Echo offline?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, that was another affected service. Was Echo.
Not surprised.
Okay.
He was
Go.
like, Echo, lights on. It's dark in here.
Alexa, turn on the living room lights. The killer is right next door.
Help me.
I'm
Alexa,
sorry,
call the police.
Dan, I can't do that.
Shit, I just watched that movie on Tuesday, by the way.
Which one?
2001: A Space
Oh,
Odyssey.
okay.
Oh, nice.
It was everything I could have ever wanted.
Was it the first time you've seen that, or
No, I've seen it
Okay.
multiple times.
Okay.
Okay.
I
And,
love Kubrick.
Volkswagen.
Volkswagen's fuckery?
Emissions fuckery.
Yes. So if you haven't heard yet this week, Volkswagen got caught with their hand fucking elbow deep in the cookie jar. Deep in the cookie jar. They got busted for cheating emissions on basically every diesel vehicle they've sold for the last 7 years.
So these have to be rated certain, like we only have this much emission,
Yep.
and then like you get tax credits, and you don't.
So
have
it's
to
not
do
just about
certain-
tax credits, it's about minimum road legality.
Oh shit!
At this point. So it's not like, oh, it's a clean diesel, you're going to get some credits back. It's like your shit can't be on the road with this.
They were purposely, like they were knowingly doing
That's
this.
the worst part. Yes.
Oh my god!
They
Want to
literally-
hear a better part of this that makes me even happier?
Go
about
on.
the whole thing going on.
What?
What was it? They would have been able to figure it out quicker if it weren't for the DMCA.
Oh,
nice.
There's
yes.
there's an awesome Ars Technica article about it.
So leading up to that, the cause of this fuckery, Volkswagen actually built into their computers on their cars.
I love taking pictures.
Just hold the button and it takes a burst.
Oh yeah, burst.
It's almost like the animated GIF feature in the new phone.
Moving pictures, or what the fucking calling it. All right.
So they program their ECUs to detect when they're trying to test for emissions, and then it would switch how the car ran into this like low power, low output, low like super clean mode.
What do you mean when they're trying to detect emissions?
So your cars in certain states have to go through an emissions test.
Okay.
And in the process of doing this, there's stuff like the door is open and the car is plugged into a computer and it runs through a check that checks like catalytic converter efficiency and engine status and all that stuff.
They only do this at night for nocturnal emissions testing.
Mostly.
Wah, wah.
They
Speaking
missed
of the cum box.
So
Gross.
Drop the mic.
the system detected that it was doing that and it switched emissions profiles. And finally somebody figured out, because they tried to do like a real world emissions test, like driving the car around with something shoved up the tailpipe, and they're like,
As is tradition.
these are dirty as hell. So they're busted, talking about $18 billion in fines
This could be the end of Volkswagen.
alone. No. Volkswagen is now the largest car company
Really?
on the planet.
Really?
This is a dent to Volkswagen.
$18
It's not a good
billion
one.
dollars
dent,
is
I
a
get it.
dent.
Yeah. So 18 bill for the
how
for
about
the-
all the recalls then?
that's more.
Update? Is it just like a software, like a firmware
So
update?
this is the fun part. It probably is just going to be a software update.
Yeah, we heard.
But-
Remember we talked about how bad it is to ship out firmware updates to your.
Yep. To
So
your
now,
cars.
so now Volkswagen has to pay dealers and everyone
Yep.
to update.
It's about as bad as an Android over the air update.
Oh, zing.
I'm going to slap your phone real quick.
Okay, so
So they got to
18
push this
bill
out.
for that, and then
18
the updates or the maintenance or the service.
Yep. So the corrections. Then there's probably going to be a massive class action lawsuit
Oh,
from all
God,
the
yeah.
people who have those cars, because I guarantee you the update's going to have some side effect that they didn't want, like less power, less mileage, or something like that.
Yeah.
So now the cars are worth less inherently. And then to top it off, criminal proceedings.
Against Volkswagen.
Volkswagen.
All of Volkswagen.
Not necessarily all of
Or is it
Volkswagen.
like
They're going to be
North
hunting
America
down a
or-
handful of people who are
Engineers. How about that guy who goes VW? That guy.
He's
Is he
safe.
safe?
He's
Oh,
safe.
thank God.
Thank God. Yeah,
I like
right.
that guy. He's
Yep.
good.
You get
Yep.
an F.
Yep. Deutschland trip.
That's it.
Yep. So they're pretty fucked right now. The
Right.
CEO has already stepped down this week.
Nice.
Their stock is down 30%.
Oh my God.
Yeah. They're fairly injured right now.
This could be the end of Volkswagen.
Again, they are the largest company on the planet.
Company or car company?
Car company.
Okay.
Yeah, car manufacturer.
Yeah, but if
So-
your stock tanks, that 30%. That's executives and shareholders jumping out of office windows.
This is true. It's a big
Yay.
hit.
No,
yeah.
it's more like this, Josh.
God.
Yay!
Yay. No, because
Bam.
I'm not jumping out. I just like.
We're happy
But
to
you're
see
but
that.
you're
I
driving
didn't-
by. You're driving by, and I'm recording you as I'm driving
I'm
by.
a bit of a pervert when stuff like this is.
Yeah.
You know, I love chaos and
Yeah.
general destruction.
Yeah.
That's great. Oh,
Yeah.
I love hearing bad news like that.
So, and
You guys
then
just made just more
No,
of a
it's me
feeling
too.
right
To
here.
rub
I
it in,
enjoy it.
the U.S. EPA, the guys who run all this shit,
Environmental
all the
Tell me
Protection
more,
Agency.
You got it.
Tell me more.
Have set out messages to other countries that sell these same models, like
Mhm.
saying they should probably check that against their own emission standards because they might
Do
be
other
doing
countries
this.
have emission standards?
They do, yes.
Do third world countries have
What
emission
about the
standards?
Russia?
Some of them, yeah.
Does Russia have an emission standard?
I think Russia does.
Okay.
So,
The Russian Federation.
yes.
Standard emissions.
So this could just be the tip of
Vodka.
the iceberg
Volkswagen.
on the whole like Volkswagen getting busted side of shit.
That's sad because I wouldn't mind owning a Volkswagen,
Okay, sorry.
but it's only
Yeah.
diesel vehicles, right?
Only the diesels, but
That we
interestingly,
know of.
that's 25% of Volkswagen's vehicle sales in the United States right now.
Wow. And this is
And-
not just like consumer cars. This is like trucks and
No, Volkswagen doesn't do any trucks right
but
now.
they do like vans and big like transport vehicles.
Not
don't
really.
they?
No, that's Volvo.
I know. I thought maybe they. Okay, so
No.
Volkswagen doesn't.
No.
Okay.
So it's only the handful of quote unquote clean
That's me.
diesels that they have. But interestingly, I actually spent some time with a Volkswagen mechanic from a local shop this
How is he
weekend.
killing himself?
No, actually, he's like, whatever, it doesn't bother me. I'm not selling these things.
Right.
He's just like, I'm just gonna have some long days of reflashing Volkswagens.
God, that's all it is too. It's like
Yep.
a mechanic is now a computer repair person.
Yep, exactly that. But he was talking about how like a lot of the dealerships in the area were really heavily on diesels, like their
Well, I mean, they
inventory is
are
diesels.
more efficient, right? Nah?
Yeah, they can be.
Okay.
But a lot of their inventory is diesels, and there's now a stop sale on every.
Oh,
single
that's
one of
the,
them.
okay. So it affects those people too, because
Yep.
they've got how
So-
much thousands and hundreds of $1,000s wrapped up in this
In a
that,
bunch of Volkswagens that
they can't sell.
until the Flash comes out, which who knows when that's going to be. Plus, it's going to have to go through an entire new thing of like government remandating.
Oh, absolutely.
So,
So can I drive my gassy Volkswagen down the road right now?
I mean, right now, yes, there's not anybody like pulling them off the road or anything, but it might be one of those
We
things
don't know.
where once the update comes out, there might be like a limited time before you have
Sure.
to, and definitely in states where they're going to require certifications.
Wow. Sort of like California has the emissions certification that you have
Yep.
to go underneath.
CARB and a few other,
Yeah.
DC, Texas, a bunch of stuff, places like that.
Interesting.
Yeah, we are lucky in Minnesota. We don't have any of that sort of testing.
No, but I remember like being in California and seeing you drive by and every single mechanic is offering like these emission tests or
Yep.
emissions
Yep.
certifications things. So,
Every
Okay.
car in California has to have it done every year, so it's,
Right.
it's not
it's
a small
lucrative
amount
to
of vehicles.
offer it. Yeah.
Yep.
I like when things cross over into territory that Dan covers. So Dan is a major supporter of EFF, and you just sent out a link from the EFF, right? So researchers could have uncovered Volkswagen's emissions cheat if not hindered by the DMCA. Now you've read through this more. So
Actually, I haven't.
DMCA, Digital Millennium Copyright Act.
Yep.
What held this up? What held up researchers?
It was probably more or less just looking at the source code from the car.
Yep.
The legal uncertainty created by the Digital
So,
Millennium Copyright
full
Act.
disclaimer, I didn't actually read this. I read the headline, but it's from a
Makes it
trusted
easier
a
for
source I trust.
manufacturers to conceal.
So,
So
Okay, so the DMCA makes it easier to conceal intentional wrongdoing. Okay, I can see how that might be.
Honestly, I don't necessarily believe the EFF on this one. I feel like this is EFF using a more or less a tragedy to jerk themselves off on this sort of thing.
okay.
The
I'll take
reasoning
that, yeah.
behind this is because there are third-party tuners who have hacked the ever-loving fuck out of ECUs from Volkswagen to make more power out of them. So I feel like they're already in there, and if they really wanted to disassemble the rest of it,
Yeah,
they
but
probably could have.
The thing is, what if they did that and used that as evidence? It was obtained illegally.
Right. That would make it more difficult for them to come forward. But
Oh,
there's also
bodies as
no,
well.
there is no hidden factor that they're doing this though. So that's why I'm like everyone knows that like Revo is reflashing Volkswagens. So it's not like a hidden thing that they're doing on the down low. It's absolutely a commercial product that is modifying their code. So I don't know how they would have been like more threatened by the fact that they came out with this, like reflash thing.
Okay,
I think
I'll take that. Yeah.
I think if anything, they didn't come out with it because they didn't want to be like, if we come out with this, Volkswagen's going to lock their shit down harder next time. It's just going to be harder for us to make our new version of our product.
Okay, so there appears to be 2009, 2010, 2011, 12, 13, 14, 15. It looks like all the Jettas from 2009 forward, Jetta Sportwagen, VW Golf, Audi A3. Oh, the Beetle.
Yep.
No.
The diesel Beetle.
The Beetle from 2012.
So it's mostly diesel cars then?
It's all
It's all
diesel.
be- yeah.
Oh, okay.
The VW Beetle convertible.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Their gas cars are all
The
fine.
Passat.
Because I saw this on the news, and they was like, "Oh, this person wasn't affected because they were driving a Beetle."
Well, it could be a Beetle that's not diesel. I mean, it's
Yeah,
only
but
one
they
Beetle
didn't-
identified here.
Yeah.
They didn't draw that
2012.
conclusion, though.
Sure.
So
Oh, 2014 as well.
Typical
And
news.
2015. Okay. never
And
mind.
this is a huge
13.
deal because Volkswagen didn't. So when it came to the whole like we have to meet our efficiency standards thing,
Yeah.
a lot of other manufacturers went hybrid. Volkswagen went diesel. So now this may also hamper their ability to be in this market because they don't meet the minimum efficiency standards as a
And
fleet.
if they do want to go into the electric or hybrid, they're a long ways behind.
They're way back. Yeah.
from by every other manufacturer,
Yeah.
really, right?
Well,
The big ones, the big
I'm
players.
trying to think. Does Audi have a hybrid?
That's what they do.
Do they have?
Yep, it's the i3, M3.
No.
That's a process.
i3. That's BMW.
M3 is the Audi one. I think.
M3 is also BMW.
Really?
Yep.
Shit, what am I thinking? There is one. I saw a commercial of it.
There's a thing
You're
called
thinking
Google.
A3,
Audi
but there isn't a
Yes.
hybrid. There's a diesel again.
hybrid.
No, there's a hybrid.
The Q5. 2016 Audi Q5 hybrid.
Okay, so they do have some hybrid tech under their belt because Audi and Volkswagen are owned by the same auto company.
Yes.
But
still years behind everyone
true.
because there's a lot more electric vehicles on the road from everyone else that have been
Yes.
tested and proven, and they've fine-tuned their battery consumption and power.
They've got a
and all
lot
that.
more roundabout feedback.
You're right.
Just more road miles.
Right.
How long till gas is a thing of the past, Shane?
Never.
I would like to say never because I like sports cars and they're not great in electrics yet or
Right.
I think-
difficult. But I think 30 years, it's not an unreasonable thought to be that we might be in a mostly electric society
Yeah.
by then.
How are they not good for sports cars exactly? Because don't you get like
It's
you
weight.
just have instant torque? Oh wait,
Yep, it's the trade-off of range because
there's no gear.
they
change.
weigh a shitload.
Well, because they have to have how many batteries in there?
Right. Teslas are fun. Don't
What's-
get me wrong; they're really fast cars. But
You driven one?
yeah, actually, I drove a P85S. That's a real drive one. I haven't been able to drive a D yet.
We need to have Shane's car cast of some sort.
We got to figure something out.
Yeah. Wow.
So,
okay.
But
This
yeah,
would be a crossover episode.
they're a lot of fun. But they weigh a lot, and it shows in some of the handling functions
Sure.
and stuff like
Well,
that.
I mean, that'll get better.
so.
Is the battery just not? You
I mean,
can't improve it any
If
farther?
you no, I'm not going to say you can't improve battery technology, but there's a
You're
fundamental
talking to the mic.
difficulty there with. I think the future of the electric car is supercapacitors, and I think that's going to be where we move to, and that's more conducive to that. But no matter what you do, you're going to be dealing with something that weighs like 3,500 pounds at minimum. To get a lightweight, high range thing is really. I mean, they took a Lotus Elise and turned it into the Tesla Roadster, and that added 1,000 pounds to the car.
Wow.
So it's like there was like a 2,200 pound car, and they moved it up to 3,200 pounds just by swapping out a gas engine, fuel tank, all that stuff to a battery pack and electric motors and stuff. So
Because all this shit about the diesel, I'm just thinking like this is a holding pattern until this stuff gets going.
yeah,
It seems like
it could be
just,
because I
like,
think
antiquated.
Audi is investing in the electric car thing, and I think Volkswagen is too. They have the Audi e-tron and a few things like that. But the problem is just cost and range.
Not Tesla.
They're not Tesla. Tesla's got their thing, but it still always comes down to the cost and range right now.
Isn't
so,
range the big one too? I mean,
so
isn't an electric car nothing more than a daily driver?
human beings freak out about range. It's hilarious.
No, but think about if you're going.
can't drive more than 200.
I'm driving to grandma's house, and grandma lives 4 hours away.
Yeah.
I gotta stop halfway and charge for 8 hours.
Okay.
No, if I'm
right.
wrong, tell me
No,
because
no,
I'm not.
You're not.
Sure.
You're not wrong. Depending on the vehicle. The Tesla carries a 220 to 240 mile range.
Okay.
Which would make your 4 hour trip because
Okay.
you're averaging 65.
But then
so
grandma doesn't have a charging post.
You can charge on 110. you won't get very
I don't know,
far.
Not
very
at my
quickly.
grandma's house. I don't know.
Just
I think we blow a fuse in the house. I'm not
Yeah,
trying to be
yeah, there's
combative.
tr-
I'm being
there's-
kind of serious
right,
here. As I don't understand how this would work.
there are charge stations in most situations out.
Yeah, new grocery store. Dan pointed out there was
Yep.
one. Or how many spots were there, Dan?
About
And it's probably all the front and second row.
about 10.
That's
actually.
impressive, actually.
Yeah.
Not a lot of those.
No,
around
wait,
here.
2, 4,
Charge points are more available
about
now.
6 maybe. I don't know.
Like they're posts, but then they have 2
Yeah,
on each side.
Tesla has their hypercharge network. I think it's hypercharge or turbocharge or something.
Turbocharge.
Turbocharge. Yeah.
I've
where-
seen them outside have Goodwills even, which is
No.
super
EV?
bizarre.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
I've seen
Yep.
charging posts outside of the Goodwill in Alexandria, and I've
There's-
seen like people like
in
an old,
Alexandria?
There's two.
there's an older couple that was just like, "What is this?" They're kind of like walking around it. They're like, one guy felt it. I'm just like,
Yeah.
sitting there.
Poking with
Uh,
a stick. What is
Well,
it?
it's like the
Oh.
giant.
It was like the
thing.
first 20 minutes of 2001: A Space
Yes,
Odyssey.
yes.
Finally, an old man takes the charger down and wails on it, declares victory over it.
But okay, so with charging posts though at these places, how long until someone is like backing their car in and hits it and like cripples
Oh,
the
it
charging
happens.
post?
It happens.
And then how much is it to replace those? I'm just saying.
The charging posts are about $2,000
Oh my god.
for the installation or for the post itself. Actually, you can buy them on. I think Home Depot
So
sells
here's
them.
the other interesting thing. Are retailers like Goodwill or the Hy-Vee grocery store, are they going to find a way to put that cost back in to what you're buying from them, or is it just part of their operating cost?
So it
Because what is the cost to charge
You probably
one
have
car?
to pay for it.
Oh, there's a money changer on it. I didn't
Yep.
think
So-
of that.
So at the Hy-Vee one, there was a solar panel, not very big, like probably about as big as the fucking TV right here,
Uh-huh.
and a vertical wind turbine.
Oh, nice.
So
The kinds that you see outside of like construction sites or
That's so
speed
cute.
cams.
I'm pretty
things like
sure
that.
they're more for looks than
It's
actual
entirely for looks.
function, because it's not enough.
You cannot make the kilowatts required to charge an electric vehicle with those things.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we were talking about like that's what's used to power the pay station or something.
Could be.
I don't know. Oh yeah, it could.
You can
It
Like
could
the
be.
LCD
Yeah,
on
yeah.
the
That'd be. It'd be
But
enough for that.
You have to
and
have
more.
mains power. The charge rate is really cheap.
Okay, so it's $2,000 for the post.
Yes.
Does that include the installation?
No.
Presumably.
No,
Okay,
you're
so
gonna
the
need-
installation is a
So,
specialty service.
I'm saying that's for like a commercial post. For
Okay.
for a one in my garage, I've been doing some research because I'm looking at buying an electric plug-in hybrid.
Yes.
As am I.
Yes,
It's
we both are.
about $500 for the charge point,
Yes.
and then depending on what it takes, it could be between 200
And you don't
1,000.
need to upgrade your service because you already have it right there.
Right in my my junction box.
Your
is right
demarc
my
is in the garage.
Yeah. There is
it's
an
called demarc for power, but whatever.
Yeah, there is an interesting argument. Excel Energy has a thing right now where they have if you do it, you get discounted charging rates for an electric vehicle, but they have to run an entirely separate charge meter
I
for
can
your.
see that. Of course. How would they know?
You could just go to a time plan. The other places just do a time plan or put a circuit in or something like
Okay.
that.
So
has
the
the
charge
data.
rate though overall is still not expensive.
So I ran the numbers, and basically, if I charged under optimal costs in the middle of the night for
That's the other key. Off peak hours.
off peak hours, it would cost me 22 cents a day to commute back and forth to work,
Okay, but now
which
I
is
am
under 20
Hy-Vee.
miles.
I've got
Yep.
people plugging in, and granted, they're only plugging in for what, a half hour, 45 minutes while they're
Roughly.
shopping, maybe.
Yep.
A kilowatt hour is 16 cents roughly
Okay.
on the
so
national
that
average.
does that not add up, or that's where I said, do you just build it into your operating costs?
I
as
would
a
most
store?
places that are offering that are pretty much just building into their operating costs because they're like, hey, you're charging your car. You're going to be here for a while. Sit down and have some lunch. Do your shopping. Buy more shit with us.
Yeah. Okay.
Keep doing
Good.
that.
A good point.
So they just roll that into this whole
point.
like, you're going to be here for a while doing this.
Here's another slight advantage. So you have your handicap spots,
Yes.
and now you have your EVs,
Yeah.
Which are up front, baby.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
the parking ramp where I park at work, they're like right at the first level,
Right.
right by the elevator.
That's beautiful.
Yep. I saw those. That's what I was also thinking
So
about.
Dan's
that.
like, God, I don't
ooh.
have to break my legs now. This is
and
awesome.
and,
Yeah.
I get free ramp parking.
If you're using an
Nice.
EV, do you get free ramp parking or just your
It's for
comfort?
work.
I get for work. I get
Okay.
free ramp parking.
So are those charging posts in public ramps free?
Yes. Oh, no wait.
No, those
They're going to build those into the parking cost. It's going to be
Those are-
$10 to park on
No,
our ramp or
those are
$50
charge
to get an
point.
EV spot.
Those charge points you might have to swipe a card,
Okay. Okay.
but
Well, yeah.
I'm more than willing to pay for it because it's still gonna be cheaper than gas.
And then you don't need to charge your vehicle at home.
Mhm.
Exactly.
So if you don't have a 240 or a 240 volt service at home,
Or I can just plug in at 110.
Yep.
Or you live at a place that there's just no power. Like if you live
So-
in an apartment building, there's just no power for you to use. Maybe.
Right. I was looking at I'm looking at a Volt, Chevy Volt.
Yes.
The 40-mile range on that car is good for they say it takes 10 hours on 110 to charge fully, or 4 hours to charge fully on 220.
Wow. That's 0 to 100, sort of.
0 to 100.
Wow.
Now the thing is, that's 40 miles. I commute generally about 20 to 25 a day, so that's back and forth. I'm not even full charging every day.
Yeah, you could go a day.
Yep.
And be fine.
Yep.
Impressive.
So that's where I'm seeing like, okay, I might there's some serious cost savings that could be here, as well as
Definitely.
there's insurance discounts for electric cars. And a few things
Definitely.
like that,
All this
so.
means is that we gotta work on transporter technology. I'm gonna get Dan.
Teleporter. I sincerely appreciate it.
Were you
Thank
getting
you.
Dan a beer?
I watched.
Are you
I
gonna get
watched
me
a
a beer?
documentary on the feasibility of transporter technology, and
But here's the question.
in order to store the human genome, you'd have to have an entire United States covered in Empire State Buildings, and then the Empire State Building, each Empire State Building would have to be stacked with 1 terabyte drives across the state. 1 human data storage. That's what it
Oh,
is.
so it's
You
not
mean
gonna
like
happen.
inventory of every cell in our body, kind of
Because
thing?
if
Okay.
it comes back, you're just like you got like.
But we've
Yeah.
we've already completely unlocked the human gene.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna stop here in a minute. So if you want to come back and say goodbye.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Just
Oh
stand
wait,
in front of the camera.
sorry, Josh.
I think we're
We're a little ways in here, so,
so.
I forgot about that.
that's okay. That's probably a logical point to end on, is when we're all
Why don't you just ask?
You need a
yeah,
beer.
we're all
We're
out
out
of
of
beer.
beer.
All right. Well, we'll stop here. Again, jerseystudios.net. Click on the store link. Buy a shirt. Wear it around. Send a picture of you wearing it. And I'll throw it up on a blog or a post somewhere,
you'll
so
give a
everyone can
shout
see
out.
it.
If you ask really nice, we'll
I'll give 'em a
sign your
shout out.
shirt of like how awesome.
Oh,
you are.
hell yeah. We'll all sign the
s-
back of your shirt. If
Yep.
you ask in the request, we'll sign it. Otherwise,
I
won't
will
sign it.
specifically draw a dick on your shirt if you ask for it.
Oh, a Pebcac dick?
Pebcac dick.
Wow. Like all veiny and everything.
Fucking huge one.
Yeah.
veiny
You're going to be
monster.
ashamed to be seen with
Nice.
this. You're going to ask
All
questions.
on the back.
Family members are going to ask questions about what you
One
ordered
right
here.
here on the collar, kind of like pointing up at your face. 2 on
Yeah,
each
we
arm.
could go super artsy with this.
All right. Well, we'll work up some designs and show everyone. But for
Oh.
Pebcac Podcast episode number 33, my name is Ben Thomas.
I'm Shane.
I'm Dan.
And Josh, thank you for attending this evening. Remember, everyone, when you are troubleshooting, the first step is to reboot your computer. The second step,
Get a 220-volt outlet and place your penis in it.
Stop sending floppy disks.
have a great night. And this is a little extra bonus content for
every
those
time
who
I
are
listen to
still
you
on the video
guys-
stream.
I want to
'Cause I
hear
haven't
like
stopped.
an episode
No one's hearing.
of the beginning of your
There's 2 watching.